Hey, how's it going, guys? So, a customer brought me this nice V-Rod. He had just put a new motor into the thing because he installed a turbo and never got it tuned, and it ran lean on him up top and fried the motor. So he got the new motor installed, and then I highly recommended him take it to a dyno tuner, which of course I don't have mine yet, but in the near future, hopefully we'll have one. Anyway, he got a dyno tuned, everything's running great. And he gave me a call saying, hey, it's got oil all over everything. There's oil all over the back wheels, and the thing's dry. There's no oil in it. I don't know if I blew the motor again or not. Try to find the oil leak. I can't find it. So that's what we're gonna do today. And I have my suspicions, and I'm almost 100% certain that that's what it's gonna be. But let's find out. I'm gonna try to prop up the camera where I can, like on some totes or something, and try to get in there. But I'm thinking it's something to do with the oil filter, just based on where the oil is dripping right here. I mean, it's not too bad to get in there. So let's see if we can do this. So stay tuned. All right, so what we're gonna wanna do first is there's 2 1/2-inch nuts underneath for this little bracket down here. Gosh, you really can't see much in there. Anyway, the regulator's down in here, so we're gonna take these off real quick, possibly. Try to do this while I'm on camera with one hand. Not the cleanest way to do this, but see, it's all covered in oil here too. So we're gonna disconnect the regulator with one hand. Okay, we're gonna move this guy out of the way. Yeah, look how covered that is. So, back in here, let's see if I can get my light in there a little bit better. Ooh, that's probably 10 times worse, actually. Anyway, you can kind of see the oil filter back in there. Nice round guy right there. My guess is somebody double gasketed the oil filter, or there's a leak somewhere on that. Like there's a hole or something. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna check the oil first, and it was bone dry. I added a little bit to it, just not enough yet. I think I put 2 quarts in there just so it had something in there in case somebody accidentally started the bike or whatever. Let me grab a rag and figure out how I'm gonna record this, and we'll be right back. Okay, so I checked the oil. It's really hard to read on this dipstick. I don't know why in the world they do these chrome dipsticks like this. You cannot read the oil on these when it's fresh oil, at least. When it gets a little bit dirty, you can actually read them just fine. We're just gonna add 1 quart of some junky, crappy oil I've got sitting around. 2050 for this bike. We're just gonna fill it up with 1 quart real fast. That's all I needed. And then we're gonna start the bike. And if it's not obvious and it's like a small leak, we could go as far as putting some dye in the oil and go grab a black light, and we can actually look and see if it's like a small little leak through, like say an O-ring, and it's really tough to find. You can actually run UV dyes in the oil and kind of trace it that way too. Oil leaks can be really tricky, or they can be super simple. If it's a super small pinhole, they can be a nightmare, because a couple drops of oil can actually look like a ton of oil. So you just really never know. This one, I'm guessing, is gonna be a really big leak, just because he said he drained the whole crankcase. And I believe this one takes 5 quarts. That's a lot of freaking oil. So, clean that off. We'll check this one more time. Take a look at that. It's in the range, so we're good. Good enough to start. So I'm not sure what's gonna happen on the camera, but I guess we'll find out here in just a second. I'm going to plug in this regulator and just let it kind of dangle here. We're gonna have to clean all this up afterwards too, so it's not full of oil. Anyway, that's just gonna sit there like that. And I wish I had a way to put the camera like right there. Okay, this is gonna be kind of choppy because I'm gonna kind of have you in my hands here. We come around and try to figure this out. We're gonna start the bike and quickly look and see what happens. So ignition on. And clutch in. We're in neutral. We'll go to run, and here we go. Oop. Oh crap! See, it's already coming out. I didn't even have to run the thing. Holy crap! Okay, yeah. Is that coming from the O-ring? It's kind of hard to tell. Oh, that's coming from. It's like right in the middle of the filter, like a perfect hole, actually. Okay, let me start that again. Let me put a rag down here too, really fast. That's a lot. Holy crap. And my camera just died. Oh, no, it didn't. Never mind. The screen just went blank. Okay, rags are down. Let's try that again, see if we can get it to actually fire. Here we go. Or again. Kill that really fast here. The ignition. Yeah. That is coming from right in the middle of that oil filter. I don't know how the heck you do that. This bike sits super low too. They clearly have it lowered. It's on air ride in the rear. I mean, this thing is ridiculously low to the ground. So maybe something just flew up and tagged it like a rock or something. But it's kind of hard to tell because this thing's right there, right above it. Oh yeah, look at that. There's actually wear on the regulator where it's been, oh. That filter's actually been hitting the regulator right there. Weird. I wonder why that is. Is it the wrong filter? Or do I need to space it off? So that could be a reason. Maybe this bracket is just either bent, or maybe I need to space it off with some washers or something to get this to drop down a little bit lower, because it's got a nice little chamfer on there where it's been hitting right in the middle of that filter. All right, well, anyway, I'm gonna pull this filter off, get a new one on there, top off the oil, make sure everything's good, spray it all down with some brake cleaner, and try to see what we can do for clearancing that regulator from the filter. I'll be back. Okay, I'm not sure how this is gonna show up on the camera because it's kind of deep in there and stuff, and camera angle kind of sucks. But to get these oil filters off is, it's not the worst, but it's definitely in there tight. I found that you just move the kickstand like that, get a cup. I just have this one marked for Harley. It works on damn near all of them. And you're gonna try to squeeze the cup in. Let's come from the bottom here. And obviously that regulator has to be removed right here. You're probably not gonna be able to see any of this. Get the cup on top of the filter, and with that kickstand out of the way, you can get an extension, you know, that kind of wobble on the end right there, just so you have a little bit of wiggle room. Pop that sucker on there, and since the deck of the lift is already completely saturated, and I probably can't even get a pan out of this thing because it sits so low, I'm just gonna let it bleed onto those rags. And then you just turn that, holy crap, turn that sucker. And somebody had it way, way too tight too. Or I'm a wuss, one of the two. Yeah, that's insanely too tight. All right, there we go. Room here. All right, this is gonna start pissing everywhere. Oh yeah. Okay, filter's off. Making a massive mess. Just gonna let it bleed right there, I guess, for a minute. Ugh, what a mess. Anyway, let me go grab another filter. All right, guys, I'm back with the V-Rod. Unfortunately, I didn't get a video of me installing the filter or putting that bracket back on, but I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's just 2 bolts. When you're putting the filter back on, just thread it on there by hand and use that little cup that you take it off with, because you can't get your hand in there to snug it up, and just lightly snug it. Just don't go too tight. And then what I did was that bracket that holds the regulator on there, let's see if we can even see in here at all. All I did was just space it off with a couple washers, and now there's tons of clearance in between the regulator and the filter, and that shouldn't happen again unless he bottoms out. If he bottoms out, that thing's gonna hit that again. I think this needs to be relocated, to be honest. I'm gonna let him know that and see in the future if he wants to do that. What we did as well is the forks. The forks, I raised the bike back up to where it's supposed to be because they had it drop down super low too. So, I mean, he's another ½ inch off the ground, so that's gonna help a little bit at least. Other than that, fill it up with 5 quarts of oil, and yeah, it's ready to go. It could use a bath for sure. It's got some oil all over the tires and stuff still. I washed a little bit, took it for a ride. And let's see if she'll fire up real quick. Okay, she's done. If you guys liked the video, if you could like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, that would be awesome. I'm gonna try to learn this whole editing thing and try not to be nervous on camera and stuff, but I'm gonna try to bring you guys a whole bunch of really cool videos and we can kind of, you know, go from there, I guess. All right, have a good night, guys.